Hi, guys. Welcome to Weekly Travel Updates. I'm your host, Melinda Fargas, and surprise, it is going to be my summer schedule. At 7:30, there just isn't enough time now that the sun is setting later. I hope you don't mind. Well, there's lots to talk about tonight. The first thing that surprised me this morning was to hear that Japan had a 7.7 earthquake. And you know what that means if you've watched our channel for very long. That ring of fire, Japan over here, California over here, Alaska up here, Alaska has had a swarm of earthquakes today. Nothing large, but down the coast of California, yes, right on the San Andreas Fault, dozens of small quakes today. It is scary. Um, More about that. Then I'm going to talk to you about cruise tragedies. Gracious, two on one ship, the Carnival Splendor, just this past week on the 18th. And then we're going to go into, after 40 days, what is it now? 42 days, 44 days, the Strait of Hormuz opened, and 6 ships that have been just kind of stuck in Dubai, waiting it out. They finally got through. There was a brief period of time that it was open. Okay, let's jump in. This earthquake, guys, it halted everything. Their high-speed rail is their major transportation. Everything was stopped. They, after the Hiroshima scare 10, 11 years ago, major earthquake standards are there, warnings are there. So tsunami warnings went right out, but it wasn't nearly as bad as they anticipated or that it could have been. The seas only caused the tsunami about 2.5 feet tall. So while it probably pushed some boats up against docks, it was nothing catastrophic, nothing like what it could have been. Now, having said that, that was as of 4:30 this afternoon when I created this. We'll we'll get into more detail. 11 years ago, there were over 2,200 deaths from a similar quake. It was a 9.2, so a little bit larger, and they're far more prepared than they used to be. But be praying for them. Tsunami warnings went out all across the Pacific, even up into Alaska and on our West Coast. But it was retracted. So that was good news. Then we're going to jump into the Carnival Splendor on the 18th. It was very unusual, but 2 deaths occurred in the same day. The Splendor is running a Sydney round trip itinerary, and in Port Maria Island, there was a 67-year-old lady, and reports are unknown, or statements have not been made. It was just on Friday, but she drowned during a snorkeling adventure. And then just hours after the ship started or continued its journey, a gentleman, early 70s, jumped overboard. The CCTV caught him climbing up on the banister and jumping. It was tragic. He had family on board, and there again, more details will come out. One of the exciting things to happen just this weekend was the Strait of Hormuz opened in a short amount of time, and 6 cruise ships were able to be freed. The let's see, MSC had 2 ships there. And because they've had more than 40 days of ships being stuck, they decided to cancel the rest of the sailings to the Med for 2026. That we may see some to the Greek Isles, but not sure. It for sure will not be Eastern Mediterranean. Okay. Travel never stops. The world does shake, but remember that when you have information up front before you get ready to travel, or you know that you have somebody on your side while you're gone, I hope that that gives you peace of mind. I provided several links to get more in depth in these stories tonight. We're thankful that the Strait of Hormuz had opened long enough that, there were some passengers who decided to stay on the ship. I mean, there could be worse places. After the major bombing was over with 6 weeks ago, or let's see, almost 6 weeks ago, they decided to stay on board. It was too expensive to get them back to where they were going, or their lives where they were was not an improvement to what they had there. And so they decided to stay on board. Some of the 2 MSC ships, both ships, and it could be crew members as well, but you saw several people sunbathing as they were going through the Strait of Hormuz. I'm not sure. I think I would have been somewhere where I felt safer, but that's just me. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there were several other cruise news stories that I didn't think made the list. And I specifically delayed my time tonight because I went to have dinner with my friends from Long Beach, California, Paula and Tim Blunt. I know you've heard me talk about them. When I go out there, usually I sleep on their couch because they live right in Long Beach, and I either go in and stay a night and go shopping, or that's where I go and I repack everything before I head home. Anyway, Paul and Tim, it was fabulous to see you. They came all the way to Burlington, and we ate at the Village Grill tonight with their niece, who is at Elon College. Who knew? And then Paul's cousin and his wife from Sanford joined us. And so we just had a grand time. I was going to show you, I know that she sent me photos. Let's see. This is Paula and I, and her cousin right behind her. And here is Timothy. So Tim Thurman. Here is Timothy, who was Timothy number 2, but now he's made it Timothy number 1 because he bought me the best meal tonight. Whew, It was great. I'm going to make this short, guys. I'm going to work on content to give you the rest of the links. They'll be down in the comments. Thanks for checking me out tonight. Remember, with Action Travel, we deliver the world to you. We've been doing it for 36 years. We are honored and pleased that we're going to experience our 20th Alaska group trip, a group cruise tour. Sometimes we haven't stayed as long. This is going to be 3 nights before we get on a southbound sailing on the Island Princess. This is for September 5th to the 15th in 2027. So you have time to get it on your calendar. Only $100 a person will hold your spot. So reach out to me, Melinda Fargas. I'm happy that we are celebrating our 36th year as Action Travel here in North Carolina. We've been Burlington and Mebane and then back to Burlington. Here we are. But our phone number is the same, 336-222-TRIP. Reach out to me. I'd be honored to serve you. Thanks so much and have a great evening. Ciao.